Good morning, afternoon. Well, not afternoon, probably anywhere. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are having a great day. You're the church-going type. Hope you had a good Sunday service, mass, whatever it is that you celebrate in your particular faith. Make sure I'm live here, like I want to be. Yep. And mute the TV. I always should do. Gonna try to see if we can get gold at Barcelona in this thing. I watched Tigny's lap guide, and he was doing some things differently than I did, and I was trying to copy what the world's fastest did. So I'm gonna try to go with what Tigny said to do. Post this on my Facebook page, the link to this here live stream, and we'll get to it. All right. And there it is. All right. See what we can do. You know what? For luck, let's go down here and wash the car. I actually read somewhere it does do something. It makes the car more aerodynamic or something like that. Because in higher downforce cars, like formula-style cars, any kind of imperfection can really mess with the downforce, apparently. I've heard that. Don't know if it's true or not, but... All right. Let's get her done. Get all squared away here and situated. Give me a few minutes, or not a few minutes, but a couple seconds here, folks. Come on, I don't need to set the play area again. Let's see. Recenter my screen. And then get the camera back on for everybody. Alright. Ah, come on. Ooh. Oop, should not have upshifted there. Ah! Too much curb. Whoa!
Sup, Chucker, it's Rick.
Hey, what's up, Rick? How's your day going? Really having trouble with this time trial, trying to get gold. And you know me. The silly, thick-headed American keeps going after it.
Oh yeah, Chuck loves a gold medal.
Yeah, I do.
I might hop on myself in a bit. Gotta
Okay.
practice for next week's PHG.
Yeah. Sounds good. Damn. 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 Why I downshifted there. Damn. Scrubbed way wide there. Darn it. Son of a buck. Darn it, dude. I was able to make that before. Darn it. Darn it! Whew. Darn it. Got a driving marathon. Let's go take a break and go get that. Man. Money. Money's always good. Ah. I mean, when I go down to first, keep my foot on the gas a little bit. A couple different things here. Whew. Came in there really hot. thing won't turn. Darn it. Whoa. Jeez. Damn it. Made it before. Dude. That was crud. Damn. Crappy, dude. Man, that thing just roars up so quick. Jiminy Christmas. Carrying so much speed and I'm braking earlier, but it's still not working. I'm not carrying so much speed coming in with so much speed. I'm gassing right when you tell me to, Tidge. I'm still getting a little bit better. Son of a buck. Damn it! crappy, dude. Come on now. Too wide. Oh, what the fuck? Ah. Damn it.
Pull up in the booth. Good luck, Chuck.
Thank you, sir. Ah, darn it. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it. Hope your day's going well. Nope, I didn't want to do that. I'm trying to practice holding third and just coasting through there. Ah. Seriously, dude. Son of a bitch. Forgot what gear I was in. Nope. He knows. Worked before, now it doesn't. Crappy. Dirty tires. Car's too freaking wide, man. wide ass car, man.
What's your time at now?
About minute 30. Can't seem to get anything faster.
Just need a few tenths.
Ah, fuck. Well, more than a few tenths. No, not a minute 30. I'm sorry. A minute 30.5. Sorry. I don't know what it is, man. Nope. Freddy sector. I have no idea, man. Oh, come on. I had 2 tires on the track. The fuck? Another shitty lap. Oh, fuck you, man. Come on. I'm breaking up that time. Nope. That is not what I said to do, please. Oh, Lord. God darn it. Out of bounds. And that's too close. Jiminy Christmas, man. This is a tough one. Oh, that was cruddy. Just don't understand where I'm losing all this speed. All right, let's take a break. Jiminy Christmas. PD, why do you hate us so? Ah. Uh. Uh. While I'm taking a break here, what's everybody doing today? Anything fun and exciting besides the NASCAR race tonight? Man, he's hot. Whew.
Sent request with Cole.
What? Are we talking about Cole? Oh, different one? That's their different account? There you go.
Friend request yay.
Jeez, man. Even you can't get it. Are having trouble getting it. I guess this just isn't my combo.
I had to watch replay of Naive.
Yeah, I watched Tidge's, and I'm trying to do what he did, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like that's a really tough one, even though Tidge says medium. I don't think so, man. It's like the ones that are hard, I can get gold easy, but the ones that are supposedly easy, I can get...
PhD no. Josh 76 says that was a long delay.
Yeah, Josh, I think you might be, guys might be watching a later stream. Hang on, let me type that in because you guys aren't. Hang on.
You guys might not be live. Check and see if you're watching a bit before live. Damn it.
Was that the case, Josh?
It did pause on me when my headphones got pulled out.
Yeah, it's probably what it was. I don't know, man. Like I said, Pidgey says that time trial is a medium. But it seems like the ones that are easy, I have a hard time golding. And the ones that are supposedly hard, it's easier for me. I have no idea, man. Maybe Tidge is just better with the high downforce cars. Guess I could try it with TC bumped up to 2. And just really hammer into the gas. Because that's how I do so well with the Red Bull cars.
Remind me of the tires.
They're racing soft tires in this time trial. Let's take a break here for a minute. Watch some pretty videos.
And it still can't maintain grip?
No, well, in certain turns, like if you give it too much beans after you come up under the bridge, for instance, you know, so you start past the start finish, you go through that first chicane, and then that long right-hander, and then as you go under the bridge, as you downshift to go into that next right-hander, if you give it too much beans and don't let the downforce come to the car and push it down, it'll get sideways on you. That's just one example. I think there's one other spot. Well, no. That's why I'm thinking I'm going to bump the TC up to 2. I got it set on 1 right now. And I end up doing really well in the Red Bull cars with TC set to 2. Pretty music. Good Gandhi. Just checking my phone messages. Man.
And it used to be comparable to GR1.
This is a GR1 car. See, look up over here. It is a Group 1. And is the Red Bull car Group 1? I forget.
It's outclassed now, though. No.
What is the Red Bull car classified as?
Red Bulls RX.
Are they, or is that? I thought that was
It's
just
road car.
This is. Look at this right here. Racing car. Group 1. Now let me double check that with the Red Bull cars. Oh wait, probably way back up here because I did. So okay, Group X. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have Group X. It just doesn't have a category. There's a lot of other variables at play too, though. Like this is a rear-engine, rear-wheel drive car. The Red Bull cars are mid-engine. Red Bull cars have more power and are much lighter. So, there's a lot of play here.
I guess there's not a Group X technically cause perf points.
Yeah, I remember Group X from Sport. But I guess they got rid of it for GT7. Yeah, maybe I've got it on PC set to 2. I can really just hammer the gas and not
So
worry about it coming
Cleopax
out.
is used like calling Pepsi Coke.
Don't you do that. Don't you call Pepsi Coke. I'm a Coke man. Well, I usually buy this off-brand stuff from, I don't know if you guys got Kroger where you're at, but I always buy the Kroger brand stuff, so. Cheaper and
I
it tastes
call
about the
all of them
same.
by their name.
Yeah.
Big K.
Big K. Yep. Just as good. And fraction of the price.
Esp. Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Or Dr. K for Big K. That's what I thought I bought when I last went to the grocery. But it ended up being cherry. But I'm not complaining. Ugh. This time trial. Ugh. Feeling up my shoulders too. How much I was working the wheel.
Woo got it.
You got it? Great job. How much? Let's see.
Hard on arms.
Yeah.
There was off-brand that was very close to Dr. Pepper doesn't set well in my stomach.
Yeah. Gosh, Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb. I think that's is that the Pepsi version? I don't know. Maybe it just hasn't updated yet, Cole. Sure you got it? Oh, this one you did. But not this one. Did you use any TC or anything like that, Cole?
SPCA.
What all assists did you use?
Coke equals Mr. Pibb but Knoxville CC bottles Dr. Pepper here. No assist, no.
Beast, man, you're a beast. Ugh. Ooh, excuse me. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking a quick break and recenter. PC set to 2. Hey guys, do not walk. All right, let me go get another pop. I will be right back, guys. Give me a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. Let me get the camera back on for you. All right, there we go. At the minimum, if I can't get gold, I at least want to not be in the red on Digit's site here. So I'm right now on negative 0.21. So Whew. All right.
Computers have control of
Maybe that'll help me out here. Excuse me. All right.
Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, it is indeed. Get this camera back on here. All right. Get it done. Way too hot in there. Break earlier. That was absolutely cruddy. Come on. Oh, forgot to downshift. Prime and Nelly, come on now. Can't even get through the first turn now. All right, Chuck. Making dumb mistakes.
Love and loathe quick red / invalidated.
Yep. I did not like that. Oh, here we go again. I had a feeling this would be a tough goal considering how close Shaggy is to it. Gotta carry speed, gotta carry speed.
Like deployed.
Thank you, sir, ma'am, whoever you are.
Food race Big Joe.
What's up, Big Joe? And way too wide.
Lol, glad you think so, but thanks man. Out but look cool. Spinouts.
Oof. This car is really wide. Look how wide that thing is. The chunky boy.
Lol, yes I did. Tried get some style in those spins.
On the gas way too early there. Your race was fun to watch as well. Guess Way
there
too
was
wide.
some fighting mid-pack lol. I only saw the front and the back.
Absolutely crap.
I only saw the back. Oh now. PD needs to put the replay theater in the lobbies.
Yeah. Oh man, that was really shitty. Yeah, TC2 is doing nothing but hurting me.
Angry he chirping McNaughty, it was funny.
Let's not talk about that, guys. You know, kind of not bring that up. Let's let the stewards do what they do. Remember, this is supposed to be a fun league, kind of casual, you know. We're just having fun. We're a bunch of friends here.
10-4.
We're friends here.
I had fun losing from page 2.
Man, if you had fun, alright, that's it. If you had fun, that's all that matters. I obviously am not going to be able to get gold in this darn thing. It's humbling, man. It just ain't my car, ain't my track. I'm better with the Formula cars here. I've actually won here in the Gran Turismo Formula car in a Nations Cup event. I just can't get it. It's tough. Kudos to you guys who can do it. Let's see, what's the goal? 129.865. Shaggy, Cole, and Sockletfoot. 3 people on my friends list are the only people who can get gold here. And Shaggy's decently there now. But
I don't think I even have bronze.
Where are you? I don't see you on here. Is that you? No. Josh, what's your PSN? I'm going to add you. See where you're at.
I still feel it in arms. I'll have to try later with other account.
Good on you, Cole.
But I was taxed out by that point anyway.
Jiminy Christmas.
It was on my main. Pub_bugle fingers.
Let me add you. Give me a sec. Hang on. There you are. You were already friends. How am I not able to see you? What's your in-game name? Is it still pub_bugle? Yeah, I was talking. Because.
That's just how low I am.
Well, you should show up on my friends list. Unless you somehow invalidated the time at the last second somehow. Ugh. Man.
I'll get on and see.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't record a time.
Yeah. Well, thanks for whoever subbed. I'm up to 149 now. Thank you so much for coming along and hanging out, whoever you are. Coming up on 150. I'm trying to plan on something that I'm going to do when I get 250 subscribers. I don't know if I want to do 1v1s. I don't know if I want to do lobby races. One thought that I had was do something where...
It's my third account, lol.
One of the things I was thinking about doing once I hit 250, halfway to the part-time partner goal, is maybe have...
This one has plans.
Maybe I'll have... well, here, let me get out of here so it's not screaming in our ear. Hang on, let me go put on the videos. But yeah, trying to figure out if once I hit 250, if I am going to do just a bunch of lobby races, or maybe do 1v1s, or maybe do a thing. The thing I originally thought of was do it a lottery system, sort of similar like how Pops did a while back, where it's like, okay, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and X. The first one that I see, it's your choice, and the person who wins gets to pick what track I go on to race against Sophie and what kind of cars I race against. What do y'all think about that? You know, what group of cars, you know, do that for a few hours. What do y'all think? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Come on, somebody tell me something.
Sounds like an idea.
Yeah, you like that, Big Joe?
Sounds interesting.
What, the Sophie one?
I have a sadistic idea for Sophie.
Let's hear it, Josh.
I can't race Sophie.
Yeah. I'm really thinking about trying to use it to kind of like train me, you know, for actual races, you know, like points races. You know, how it might look. I just wish you could do a full quali and then race. I don't think you can do that with Sophie yet.
Remember one lap challenge NERB in GT4?
No, I think I fell off around GT. I forget which one.
But with Sophie.
I fell off GT for a while. Which one was the one with the where it had NASCAR and Top Gear on it? And you know, Jeff Gordon had the really cringe, you know, remember, the car is heavy. And enough with the talking. Which Gran Turismo was that? I fell off after that one for a while until, you know, during the COOF, I decided to pick up sim racing again. Started off with sport. Funnily enough, I got frustrated because I remember there being a mode where it's like a 1v1, and I kept getting wrecked. So I took a break and then, you know, came back months later.
GT5 and Prologue, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't remember GT4 or GT3. But anyway, I decided, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a wheel and pedals and a chair. I've always wanted to. And off to the races. So that's a little story for me. Off to the races. No pun intended. So, but yeah, expound on that a little bit further, Josh. I'm curious on the, even though I hate NERB, you know, is there anything more that we should know?
You were in the SLR McLaren versus other Mercs.
Ah. The muscle car of Germany. Mercedes.
With over 1 minute wait time.
Oh, God. I hate those races. It's so frustrating too. Like that's part of the reason why I don't do the missions is because you mess it up, and it's not like time trials or weekly events because you can, well, I messed up, let's go back to the beginning, and you're right back in it versus sitting there like, you know.
But rewarding to get the past by the end.
That's fair. It's always rewarding when you can,
Past done asterisk.
yeah, when you can finally achieve what you're going out for. I can appreciate that 100%. For the longest time before I even really knew y'all and before I really got deep involved in PhD, and I was struggling with C into B, and I remember just struggling, man. But thanks to the PhD community, man, because of all the support there and Pop's giving me tips and Shaggy and everyone else and just seat time. And now I'm a very low one,
Typically
but I'm A.
Most don't get done until the main straight.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I can definitely appreciate how good it feels because once I hit A and made my debut in GT1 for the Nations Cup, it was a good feeling. But it's not the end of the world. Every driver has their tracks they're good at and bad at, and every driver has their cars and their cars that they're good and they're bad at. Need to go and turn off the traction control for when I go do this again next time. At least I shaved off another 10th. So mitigate the damage on Digit's side as much as possible. I'm not going out for it. I'm just going to turn off traction control. So I don't forget. Oh, I did turn it off already. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. Any of you just joining us?
This series is waking me up out of my burnt-out phase. But I'm still at my plateau. I need to stop pulling the trigger on the pedals.
Oh yeah, getting too early on the gas. Is that what you're talking about? It's almost kind of fun just sitting here while the pretty background is playing and we're just chatting.
Too quickly.
Yeah, so yeah, you're not... It always helps in my head that I always say, to myself, just roll on the gas. I'd show you a picture of my feet, but you don't want to see my bare ass feet. But just slowly, nice and easy, roll onto it. Another thing that's helped me, Josh, is sometimes when I'm going into turns and I do the downshift into first to help it kind of rotate through the corners, keep just a little bit of gas.
Haven't got it yet.
Nah, I'm not going to get it, Shags. I'm not going to be able to get it. I shaved off a 10th. I ain't going to be able to get it, bud. This is rough. This is a rough one. I was telling everybody earlier that, I watched Tidge's video on it.
He chirping ya, Chuck.
Yeah, right? Give your balls a tug. Letter Kenny, anybody? But, no, like, Tidge calls this a medium, and it, like in difficulty. And whenever he says this one's hard, after a bit, I tend to get gold fairly easily.
Still time
But
to get knocked
anything,
out of it too.
anything that is, medium or something like that, it's hard for me. It's really weird. That's almost kind of cool. Like I said, just sitting here chatting with everybody. Maybe I should start instituting, once I get more followers, or once I get more subs, maybe every now and again just do a chats with Chuck. We just sit here and listen to pretty music and watch different Cars and Escapes movies and just chat about whatever. Call it Chats with Chuck. But, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it.
Chuck and chat.
Yeah, Chuck and chat. My goodness. Man. But, yeah, kudos to anybody who can get gold here. It's a tough one. But yeah, like I said, Josh, just try in your mind when you're practicing, think about rolling on the gas.
Use nunchaku.
Nunchaku? I'm not Michelangelo. I'd end up hurting myself.
Learn nunchuks.
Sweet nunchuck skills. Gosh. Girls don't like guys with great skills. Anybody remember Napoleon Dynamite? I remember seeing that for the first time with a
laps, TC1 ASM not bad. Love Catalonia.
Good on you, Shaggy. Catalunya in the Super Formulas before, and I had it set to TC2, so I've won there before. In the GTWS, it's just that car. Look how wide it is. I think that might have a lot to do with it too. Like just trying to chuck it into some of those narrower turns. It feels like it takes an eternity to get around. It's a chunky boy.
My shoulder's still on fire.
Right, Cole? Ugh. Man. Gorgeous day outside here in the Cincinnati area. Hopefully you guys have some good weather. It was a little chilly this morning. Walked out the door for church and looked at my weather app and I'm like, 49 degrees, really?
Once I realized I was seeing Laszlo the Werewolf, Monster Squad, I couldn't concentrate on the film F.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Cool here but sun's out.
Hold on. What was it? I don't know what Laszlo the Werewolf is. I want to say I've heard of it, but never really, I don't know, doesn't quite sound like my cup of tea, maybe? I don't know.
Laszlo in Real Genius and Werewolf in Monster Squad.
Nah, not familiar. So, I'll tell you though, talking about movies, even though I'm not a Formula One fan, I am planning on going to see the F1 movie next month, or this month when it comes out. Get paid on Thursday. Maybe I'll buy my ticket. I'm not an F1 guy, but it's a racing movie, so. A lot of the F1 drivers, I looked into what they were saying about the movie, and even they were saying like it's got enough to hold interest for both hardcore F1 fans and people who aren't really into F1, so it might be kind of fun. See, there's that I want to see. There's Tron I want to see. And then there was one more that's supposed to be coming out. I was talking about it at my niece's birthday yesterday. with some of my extended family. I forget what it was. Another movie that's coming out this year. I forget what it was. And then we got the final season of Stranger Things coming out in 3 parts later this year, so that's going to be kind of cool.
I an F1 car guy, not necessarily the venue. But it's hard to since they're mostly abroad.
Yeah, that can get, you know, especially if I got to work the next day or if I've got a points race, you know, or if it's like on the weekends and I've had
Sherry's.
some of the, what's up, DSG? If I've had a couple too many beers and I'm just like, man, I'm going to bed. DSG, have you tried that time trial in the Alpine or the Alpine at Barcelona? I don't think I can do it, bud. I've been trying hours upon hours the past couple days, and I only shaved about a 10th off.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, I only shaved about a 10th off today. So at this point, I'm just hoping to mitigate the poor score on Digit's site.
I can't drive that thing.
Yeah, it's... And you know, the weird part about it is
Did you see Leon the Professional?
No, that once again, I don't think that's quite my cup of tea. DSG, you know, it's funny because I was telling everybody before, I've won at Catalunya in the past in Nations in the Super Formula cars. But with this, I don't know, man. It just feels like it takes forever to get around the turns. It's a chunky boy. Look how wide that thing is, man. I don't know, maybe it's just optical illusion or something. You know me, I'm a virtual driver. I blame everything but me. It's the car. Oh, it's its setup. It's never my fault. Oh.
I lost 5 points from race A with the truck. Barcelona is a great track too.
Yeah, I like it. You know, like I said, I've won there before. It's a fun track, but this combo, man. I just hope we can get another couple menu books in the next update, because I really want to continue the history of cars according to Gran Turismo series.
I was asphalt and in gravel at same time.
Yeah, it's big. That probably has a lot to do with it. But yeah, I really hope we get some more menu books, because that's one of the things, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. If you scroll through my channel history, one of the things I like to do is the history of cars according to Gran Turismo. And it's kind of one of those things, almost like this, just kind of a chill stream, you know, kick it back and have a drink, and we go through all the menu books and, you know, read the history about different cars and manufacturers. And I'd like to wait to continue that until we get some more menu books, so I can really stretch out the stream, you know, kind of like a chill mode kind of thing. So if automotive history interests you, dig down through my playlists. I've got automotive history according to Gran Turismo. You can just sit there and learn about the history of cars. So, man. But anyway, barring anything else from anybody, I might just call this a stream. Wife's gonna be home from her trip to her friend's bachelorette party here in a little bit. Hang out with her, maybe watch the Dale Earnhardt documentary, the last 2 episodes. I was gonna watch it last night. I started to, actually, but then I was like, hey, I'm getting pretty tired, and went to the early mass this morning so that I could stream here for a while before she gets home. Try to get gold, but man, can't do it. I was closer with the vet at Dragon Trail. So
Gotta pay attention to that live thing.
what live thing? Oh, you ended up being way back. Yeah, it's happened to me a time or two.
Delay.
Yeah, it's happened to me a time. Like if you click away or something like that, sometimes when you come back, it sets you back. Because I've had to do that when I'm watching a NASCAR race between my duties at work. Sometimes I got to do something to the computer, and I will, have it on in the background, or if I got to go out and do something, I'll mute it and collapse the window, and I'll go and do what I got to do, and I come back and it's a hair back behind. So, oop. But yeah, Josh, you come by pretty often. I'm gonna go ahead and make you a mod. Congratulations, you're promoted. You come by enough, so you're a mod now. You get a range. So
Wrench dude.
Yep, wrench dude. So, all right. Well, barring anything else anybody wants to chit chat about, like I said, I think I might call this a stream. Grab a beer, watch some TV, hang out with the wife when she gets home, and at least watch part of the NASCAR race tonight. It starts at 7. Well, the green flag drops at about 7. Coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern. Got to at least try to make it through till stage 2 to make sure my fantasy team is on point. But barring anybody else want to talk about anything, I'm going to call it a stream. Anybody? Bueller?
Buglers.
Buglers!
Lol.
All right. Well, guess thanks for stopping by, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, around 250 subs. I'm 101 away from it. If and when I hit 250 subs, we'll do something fun and special. Kind of leaning towards the Sophie idea. But yeah. I will catch you all in the Discord. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Discord for anybody who isn't, part of PHG and or isn't subbed. It's a race team and community I'm in.
Sophie 250.
The Sophie 250. There you go. That's an idea. Let's see here. Where's the links at on this? Sometimes I'm a little bit confuzzled on the app here. Where is it? I want to leave the server. Oh, there we go. Invite. So, copy link. Yeah, if anybody is interested, there's a really awesome group that pretty much everybody that's been up in the chat, actually everybody that's been up in the chat, is part of in some degree, shape, or form. The Papa's House of Game community. Really a cool group of people. I'm also part of the race team.
https
and the leadership team.
//discord.gg/umq3ebgu.
Yeah, and then Pop's channel. I'll link his channel too. He's our proprietor, as we always say. proprietor of PHG. The big boss man, if you will. Share. Here we go. Oh, not what I wanted. Come here, you. Here's the link for that.
https://youtube.com/@papashowshayofgame. C
How
equals
Shay?
we 26 MB9R07X 4 grams MG.
4 grams. But anyway, once again, thank y'all for hanging out. Thanks for whoever my new sub is. I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me that, I've got a following. People actually want to watch me race and time trial and all that stuff. It means a lot that I've actually got, fans. It's kind of cool. So, y'all stay safe out there. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, and I will catch y'all on the next
Gran
one.
Turismo. Motor Tune Grand Prix is my Gran Turismo -1.
That is kind of technically Gran Turismo 1. You look into the history.
Later, Chuck.
Pro tip, anybody. Look up the history of Gran Turismo. Motor Tune, whatever he just said, that is technically GT1. So, anyway, like I said, y'all stay safe out there. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good Sunday, and have a good week, all right? Later, everybody.